What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Azrael's Gaming. So today we are jumping back into Argus. The Shadow Files was finally released. I know it came out a few days ago, but I know that there were like a few problems that people were having with it. It wasn't loading, and then apparently some of the German stuff was still coming over, and things were in German, like the audio and things like that. And some of the conversations were in German as well. I do know that they came out with another, like a hot fix or an update with it. Hopefully that's what we're going to get today. We're going to get the full, English version of the game, and we don't have to worry about that. So and by the way, if you are having issues, just a little side note for everybody, if you're still having issues with this and aren't able to access it, reach out to Reality Games on their website, and send support an email, because they were really, really good about getting back to you really fast with any issues that you have or anything like that. And I do know that if you were having an issue, they can give you a code that will reset the beginning of your game back for the Shadow Files, and you can start at the Shadow Files from the beginning and be able to play back through it so that you don't miss anything. So that's a really little nice thing that they're doing for us. So it says the Shadow Files. Shadow has found herself in an incredibly threatening situation, and only you can help her. What evil forces are threatening her, and how can you stop them? Have fun with Argus, the Shadow Files, a special episode from Argus Universe. All right, everyone. So I did have the issue that like everybody was having, where it was actually in with the German video instead of the English one. It had the German actress and all that. But I did reach out to Reality Games, so I got it all straightened out. And this is just, to let anybody know, if you have had this problem, reach out to Reality Games through their website. Put in a message for support, and they will get back to you and tell you how to fix it so that you can get the English one up. I had no problems. I messaged them, and then I think it was like 2 or 3 hours later, they got back to me. So it was actually really quick on how they responded. Like, I didn't wait days or anything like that. It just took a couple hours, and they walk you through how to take care of it, and can get you started over so that you can start the game with the correct audio and stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look here. We've got Nina Shadow. So we got some pictures here. Now, I no longer have my premium anymore, unfortunately. So I'm going to probably have to get that at some point, because I'm sure there's going to be premium chat options. So I will probably, what I'll do is I'll purchase the monthly one, since I don't think this chapter is going to be very long. So, it's a little bit cheaper in the long run to pay for it like that instead of, paying, the big amount to have it completely. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch this video from Shadow.
Shit. I have a huge problem. I might be dead in the next couple of days. You're the only one that can help me. I need you, okay?
Okay, now that's the video that she sent us at the end of Argus. So she says, sorry to spring this on you. I need your help, Azrael. I've made myself a target again. Okay, slow down, Shadow. What happened? Do you have a new profile? What do you think, Shadow? Does it have something to do with Argus? I'll do everything I can to help you. Okay, so, Shadow helped us out, and so we're going to do what we can to help out Shadow. And we got a relationship improvement there. Thank you. I knew I could rely on you. After everything we've been through together, we've become a great team. But it's serious, Azrael. There's a new killer. A damn horror figure called the Void. Sounds pretty scary. Please not again. Tell me all about it. Yeah. Please not again. But let's go with that. Tell me all about it. Who exactly is the Void? Pretty cool name, by the way. Wait, I'll quickly create a new group with Tim. We need his support. Oh, okay, so we're getting Tim back. Void Hunter. That's funny. Where I had to start over, it's still got Sarah's picture on there. Okay, Tim says, Azrael, Nina, another group. Let's see, he's also got a different profile picture than the last time. Looks like there might be a couple new photos here. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, that can't mean anything good. Okay, this time Nina needs our help, not the other way around. Here we go again. Nina, please tell us exactly what happened. It's best to start from the beginning. In the end, you'll understand how I'm involved. During my research on ACE, I visited various chat rooms. That's how I came across another series of murders. It reminded me of Argus murders. Both cases were fanatically discussed in chat rooms. At the time, I couldn't rule out a connection because between the two cases. With my current knowledge, I realize, of course, that I was wrong. But every lead, no matter how small, was worth following. Look, this is how I came across the new murder series. Guys, Argus is there killing again. Did you hear about that? Argus? That's so lame, I'd rather watch paint dry. Do you know which case is awesome? The Void. That's right, The Void is the shit. The children's drawings the killer leaves at the crime scene are next level creepy. Okay, so a killer who hands out children's drawings doesn't sound that scary to me. Okay, so she's calling.
Not that scary? Imagine you find a children's drawing outside your house. It shows you in a seemingly everyday situation, in front of the TV, in bed, but there's something else in the drawing. A figure, a monster lurking in the closet or under the bed. It's watching you in the dark. The next evening, you are home alone. It's already pitch dark, and you hear weird noises. You see shadows, and suddenly it's standing in front of you, the monster from the drawing. The next morning, your badly mangled corpse is found in the same position as was shown in the drawing. Wait a second, I'll send you some photos.
Is Lily involved in this? I feel like Lily's involved in this. Okay, I take it all back. It sounds pretty creepy. Okay, ever thought about switching to horror podcasts? It's making my blood run cold. I don't know if I want to see the drawings. Yeah, have you ever thought about switching to horror podcasts? I mean, they're very, very entertaining. I have a lot of horror podcasts I listen to. What would Wolf say? I'd rather stick to my bits and bytes. Seriously, this is real and pretty scary. There have been 3 victims so far. All of them received one of these drawings before they died. Victim number 1. Okay. Not that creepy. One day after he found the drawing in front of his house, he was found with his throat slit in his living room. Damn, Nina, that's really bad. Two more drawings, 2 more deaths. Okay. Why children's drawings? That figure in the background, is the killer wearing a mask like that? Why do the drawings show everyday situations? Let's go with the figure in the background. Is the killer wearing a mask like what's on the Void? That's right. There are eyewitnesses who observed a figure. The police assumed that the murderer had been watching his victims for days beforehand, always hiding behind this creepy mask. But that's not all. There's another drawing on the back of each picture. It's always the same. Take a look. Void. Weird. The word void stands for emptiness, a nothingness that devours everything. Okay, the drawing reminds me of a black hole, so that's how the giant got his name. Is that the mask of the void in the middle? I mean, yeah, it reminds me of a black hole, for sure. That's right, I thought so too. Good point. That would also fit in with the devouring emptiness. I know it's quite a lot at once, but I have one more important piece of information. There's a connection between the victims. One year ago, a fire broke out in a school nearby. One teacher and several students were killed. I remember the news was full of it. What a tragedy. Yes, absolutely terrible. And here's the thing. The victims of the void all have a connection to this school. The janitor, the principal, and a former student. The police have the following theory. The void targets people he believes set the fire, or whom he holds partially responsible for the tragedy. That is so funny because there was a game that I played not too long ago, a couple months back, and it was free on Steam. I cannot remember, but it was set like in an old 80s horror style game, and you played as the killer as well as the detective, and you had, when you were the killer, you kind of had to solve puzzles to get through the level to figure out how to do it. Something Massacre, I think. I cannot remember right now, but it reminds me of that because that's what the story was in that one. And it was a really well done game, and I think they just came out with a sequel for it, so I definitely have to check that one out. But just it was funny just talking about the janitor, the principal, former student. They were responsible for the fire, and that's what reminded me of that. Okay, so what do you mean by responsible? So anyone with any connection to the school is in danger. So the murderer himself also has a connection to the school. I mean, I guess it could be anyone with connection to the school, but it's probably more like the people who are responsible for them dying in the fire. What did it say up here? One teacher and several students. It's probably the teacher's spouse that's doing it. But so the murderer himself also has a connection to the school. We'll go with that one, which would make sense. Or maybe a parent of one of the students. Yes, that's the only logical conclusion. In fact, the police already have 3 suspects. 3 men who could be behind the void. Okay, so it says Arnold, Bill, and Jasper. The investigation into the series of murders by the killer The Void is targeting 3 suspects, Arnold, Bill, and Jasper. The surnames of the men are still being withheld for tactical reasons. Despite intensive questioning, no incriminating evidence has yet been found. However, the 3 remain suspects, and the police are continuing their investigation. I don't really think that happens, like, realistically, because the police wouldn't want to give away who they believe the suspects are. Because of the fact that these guys could, like, run away. So it's kind of funny that they actually have this, because I don't think realistically that would be released, because you wouldn't even release their names as well. You would be like, they have 3 suspects. You know, I mean, I guess it could be that maybe Shadow found this, but this feels more like it came out of, like, a newspaper article or something, and the police usually hold stuff really close to the chest. So it's kind of funny that that they have released 3 of the people that they suspect. So it must be one of the 3. They don't seem to care much about data protection. Apparently the 3 were released immediately. Yeah, I mean, they don't care about the protection, because the police would not reveal that. Realistically, you know. They're doing everything they can to increase sales. I was also surprised that they published the names and photos of the suspects. Exactly. As you know, I am magically attracted to such cases. I just couldn't resist digging deeper. So I hacked the computers of Arnold, Jasper, and Bill. Did you find any important clues? That's pretty illegal, Nina. Every criminal should be wary of you. We're going to go with that one, so we got an improvement. Maybe, usually, but this time... Guys, I really screwed up. I mean, why she thought it was a good idea to do that, I don't know. I don't think that would be something I would risk. You know me, I'm usually very careful not to leave any traces behind. This time I was a bit distracted, though. Maybe because of all the stress with Argus. My precautions were not at the usual level. I didn't have my firewalls up. What the hell? Even I know you gotta keep that kind of stuff up. And my encryption was easier than usual. One of them, Arnold, Bill, or Jasper, must have noticed my access. Because shortly afterwards, someone tried to break into my system. Oh, fuck, so the killer knows who you are. What makes you so sure it was one of the 3? How could you be so careless? Do you know which one of them was? Okay, well, what makes you think it was one of them and maybe not somebody else who's looking into this? Anything else would be too much of a coincidence. There's also something else. That's why I urgently need your help. It was on my doorstep earlier. Oh God, here we go again. Oh, yikes. Well, just don't use your computer for a while and you'll be fine. I'm next on the killer's list. And I still have exactly 24 hours. Then Jasper, Arnold, or Bill will kill me. I know a way to fix that. Just go stay with Tim, stay off your laptop, and he won't sneak up behind you. How about that one? That works. Fuck. So the Void is after you because you're on his trail. But cheer up, Nina. Together we'll find out who's behind it. Nothing will happen to you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you were by my side. You've saved my life many times. It's time I return the favor. Okay, yes, we won't let anything happen to you. That's damn little time to catch a murderer. First of all, you urgently need to get out of your apartment. Yeah, get the hell out of your apartment, because if that's what they do, if they sneak into your apartment and kill you, you need to get out of there. My first impulse was to run. I mean, which is the smart thing to do, but if we want to stand a chance against the murderer, I need my equipment. And I should be safe for the next 24 hours. I mean, not to compare hackers, but Jake was able to travel with his laptop and have all his equipment with him and help us in Duskwood. But Shadow can't take all of her stuff somewhere. I mean, granted, she's not as good as Wolf and Jake, but, I guess if she feels she needs to stay there, then she has to stay there. Okay, she says I should be safe for the next 24 hours. Let me briefly summarize for your understanding. So there was this fire at a school a year ago, and now a killer called the Void is killing people who all have connection to the school. Right, the police assume that the Void is targeting people he blames for the fire. Okay, and they also already have 3 suspects in the Void murders. Arnold, Bill, and Jasper. What is there to know about them? It's a quick call. It's faster. Okay, I'll start a quick call. It's faster. Okay, so I do want to do the premium chat options. So I'm going to buy the monthly pass, and I will bring you guys back in. All right, so I have purchased it. So let's go ahead. We're going to look at the picture that Nina had here, although it should have shown up. Oh, that's weird. It did not show up there. Okay, well, hopefully we can still do the premium choice option, because that's not good if that doesn't work. Okay, there, that works. So with pleasure. So we're going to get a phone call here.
Well, the first one, Arnold, had a son that went to that school. He died in the fire. He was just in the 5th grade. Jasper, the second, worked at the school as a counselor. He barely survived the fire himself, but 3 of his students were killed. He's had panic attacks ever since and is no longer able to work. The third one is Bill, and he was married to a teacher who died in the fire.
Married to a teacher that... You mean the teacher that died in the fire? It wasn't just a teacher. Like as if there were multiples, it was just the one. So Bill was married to the teacher that died. Then we have the counselor, which I think she said was... Would she say that one was Jasper? And Arnold was the father of a student. Right off the bat, I would say it's Arnold or Jasper. I can't see a counselor. Yeah, they have panic issues. And, 3 students count. When I was in school, the counselor was usually for whatever grade that was. So it is possible that they had those kids in the grade. Although it's funny because it makes it sound like that they had 3 students. But usually, counselors don't teach anything. They usually just bring you in when, they feel something's amiss. And they usually have a grade level. So I can't really see him doing it. But the father of one of the students that died, or the husband of the teacher, right off the bat, that sense, it's probably one of them. I could be wrong. I've been known to be wrong about who the killer is before. But we're gonna have to play and see. But just off of hearing that, the first 2 that come in my head are the husband or the father. Okay, so how tragic. They would therefore have a motive. First, they lose people in a fire, and now they all are also accused. I'm just going with, how tragic. I mean, because either way, it is really sad, but, going around and murdering people you think are responsible for the fire, it's not going to bring your loved ones back. So, I mean, it's a bad thing all around. Yes, the fire destroyed many lives, but then there are even more relatives with similar motives. Why did the police target Arnold, Jasper, and Bill directly? That's a good question. They swore revenge independently of each other. They said they would find those who were responsible for the fire and punish them. And all three probably have no alibis for the Void murders. Of course, the police still have other suspects. But we can be sure that it is one of them. Azrael, you have very good knowledge of human nature. Do I? It's best to write to Arnold, Bill, and Jasper. This will give you an impression of them. Ah, yes, and I'm sure one of them will confess everything directly. I'm happy to try, so that the killer is also after me. Look, I'll be happy to try. I don't think Tim's suggestion is bad at all. Should I mark today's date in red in my calendar? Huh? Why is that? Because you actually agreed with Tim? Or said he had a good idea? Well, I don't get this much praise from you every day. You're nuts. But seriously. The fire at the school was a terrible tragedy for Arnold, Jasper, and Bill. A year later, they are defamed in the press as potential killers. If you pretend to be a journalist, who wants to stand up for them? Who might write an article about how the three were treated by the police? Then they will definitely open up to you, Azrael. You may notice discrepancies. Pay attention to your gut feeling to see if anything seems strange. Or if one of them seems sus. Who is honest? Who do you trust? And who of them is playing a false game? Okay, so I don't think it will lead to anything. I'm convinced I can manage that. Should we really waste this little time we have? I'm convinced I'll manage it. Even though I actually already said I would do it. I didn't need to be convinced. Just give me the numbers. Thank you, Azrael. Meanwhile, Tim and I will plan the next steps. Hold on. I'll set up a chat group with you, Arnold, Bill, and Jasper. It's certainly easier for them to open up in a group. Are you sure? I feel like it would be easier alone. Attention. I'll switch to your cell phone for a moment and set everything up. Then Tim and I can also read what's happening in the group. Didn't she say one of them was a hacker? Because he tried to hack her? Maybe this isn't a good idea. Okay, open group chat justice. Well, this is awkward. Oh, only Bill and Jasper got on. What kind of group is this? What the hell? There's Arnold. Bill? Jasper? Maybe they're all doing it. The last time we saw each other was at the police station. when we were suspected of being serial killers. Is this a group to accuse us of more crimes? What did we do this time? Did we rob a bank or get a parking ticket? Dude, why are you so talkative? Wait, now I know. Like the other two. One sentence. This dude gives me his life story. We're to blame for the power cut yesterday. Maybe we also put all the cats in the city on trees for fun. Calm down, Arnold. Hey, Arnold, calm down. The group name Justice means justice. Okay. We should let the admin explain. Azrael. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's check out. Oh, that's funny. It's a shared gallery. Oh, no, that is the same guy. I was going to say, it looked like a different guy from the pictures. And I was like, wait a minute, is it the same guy on all three of them? But now that I'm looking at it, it's like, no, it's not. It just kind of looked like it. Where's your puppy? And Jasper, we need to look at Jasper. And somebody's a musician. Okay, hello everyone. I'm a journalist. I couldn't even make up anything like, hi, I'm Azrael. I work for the so-and-so magazine or the so-and-so paper or the so-and-so website. I went to hear your side of the story. It was not okay for your names and photos to be printed. I believe you that you are not behind the void. Okay, so I'm going to go with, it was not okay for your names and photos to be printed. I would like to write an article about this and clear your names. Although that would be funny if, like, actually they didn't do it. You don't think it was okay? It was an absolute disgrace. Have you ever heard people screaming as they burn alive? I can't get the agonizing screams of my students out of my head. But that's not all. Thanks to the press, I'm now considered a potential serial killer. Welcome to the club. Guys, I know we hardly know each other. Only from the fire investigation in the police station last week. But we share the same fate. I can't imagine that any of you committed the Void murders. So why shouldn't we talk to Azrael? It'd be good if she wrote an article from our point of view. My life was destroyed by the death of my wife, but that doesn't make me a murderer. Okay, why exactly do the police suspect the three of you? Where were you during the Void murders? Do you know the previous victims of the Void killer? Ooh, which would be a good one to ask? Let's ask if they know the victims. I mean, more than likely they do. With it being the principal, the janitor, maybe not the janitor. They would probably know the principal. Okay, so the police asked me the same question. I knew the principal and the janitor of the school. But not the third victim, the former student. He probably knew the student. Me too, but I was still interrogated by the police for hours. Okay, Arnold's calling.
Sorry, guys. I can't do this right now. hoped I would never have to see your faces again.
I feel the same way. Every time I see you, I think of the pain and the fire. And now we're also being accused of being murderers.
Yes, calm down. We now have a unique opportunity with this journalist to set everything straight.
How can you be so naive? Journalists are all the same. Besides, I know I'm not the murderer. But who tells me that you aren't?
I'm done with this nonsense. Luckily, I live right next to a bar. Only a whiskey can help against your chatter.
Hey, guys, good, come on.
I'm out too.
Okay, Jasper's offline. Arnold's offline. Well, that didn't go well. Azrael, I think your idea with the article is very thoughtful. But Arnold and Jasper should be on board for the interview. Let's wait and see. Maybe they'll change their minds after all. Okay. So at a glance, the fact that Arnold and Jasper will not do it could be sus. Okay? And the fact that Bill's okay with it could mean that he's probably not the killer. But maybe Arnold and Jasper are just really sick and tired of the whole thing and they just want it to go away. And Bill is the killer and he wants the attention because normally serial killers, 9 times out of 10, when they do stuff like this, they go back to the site. They'll show up at the murder site. They want the attention from the police. I mean, hell, the Zodiac killer reached out to the police because they couldn't figure out who he was or get anything out of, stuff with the, the victims of the murders and stuff like that, that he started reaching out to them and sending them letters like almost weekly to get the police's attention. And that's what they want. They want the police's attention. They want the press's attention. I think the Zodiac killer even, sent letters to the press as well. And so killers will want that attention. So Bill might be like, oh yeah, write an article about me, write it about me, even though I'm not telling you I'm the Void. So it's still too early, still too early. We still got a bit of a game to play. But so that's either a plus for Bill or a negative for Bill. Jasper and Arnold, not so much. I don't know with them. The fact that they left, it is sus, and then it's not sus. So we're going to see if we can figure this out. Okay, let's hope so. Thank you for your trust, Bill. We can't force anyone to be happy. So no, I appreciate your trust, Bill. You can open up to me and tell me you're the Void Killer anytime now. Okay, so Tim says, like Bill said, that didn't go too well. At least we now have a first impression of them. All three seem genuinely shaken by the accusations. If I didn't know better, I'd swear they were innocent. And you, Azrael, do you have a funny feeling about any of them? It's too early for that. Most likely with... it's honestly too early. But I am going to go most likely with... Honestly, I feel like maybe Arnold, because he was the first one to kind of be like, no, I'm not doing this. I don't want to have this discussion. I feel like Arnold is a little more likely. Bill seems a little more receptive. But it's like I said, that could just be maybe it's for the attention. But the fact that Bill is willing to do it kind of puts them lower on my, my thoughts on it. Because Arnold was the one that left first. So I'm gonna say Arnold right now. Why Arnold exactly? Just a gut feeling. I find his defensiveness suspicious. I find Arnold more suspicious than the other two. It's not a gut feeling because it's like I said, I'm not entirely sure that it is him. It would make a little more sense with the fact that I believe it was Arnold's son who was killed in the fire. And the fact that he left the chat sooner, the fact that he was like, I'm not going to do this interview. But the fact that he's going to drink to get over it might technically not be him. But I find his defensiveness suspicious. It was a little more so, like, it felt like Arnold kind of went a little more defensive, and that made Jasper go defensive. So, that's right. I thought the same thing. But somehow also understandable. Exactly. I agree with Tim on that one. Especially because of how they were treated. Okay, we should still keep it in mind. But now we have to plan the next steps. Ooh. That's pretty cool looking.
The void is infinite, and you won't escape it either. Your little hacker friend got lost in the void, and she will slowly die there. You will follow her. The void will devour us all, including you.
Cool, thanks for that. Now I know I think you are Arnold because you kind of sound like him to me. Okay, so the void is calling for you, Azrael. You got any pictures there, Void? Boo. You can feel it, can't you? Is that Jeremy the serial killer? Is that or Jeffrey? Is it Jeffrey? I know that's like a creepypasta or something. I can't think of the name of it, though. The cold breath of nothingness. I'm not afraid of you. Who the hell are you? Please don't hurt her. Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid of you. I have faced a plague doctor. I have faced a ghost. A multi-eyed creature who's tried to devour me. Little ghost orphans. I'm a cult. I'm not afraid of you, okay? Fear is just the beginning. Soon you will learn the true meaning of despair. Emptiness spares no one. Your friend has already lost her way deep inside. Do not follow her. Any help for her is a step closer to your own destruction. Retreat, or the void will swallow you up too. Okay, Shadow says, I have an idea. I swear to God, if you make me do minigames, I will leave and let the void get you. But I'm afraid you won't like. God damn it. I knew it. Damn, something just happened. Yeah, sorry, no talk of minigames. Pay attention to this. Oh, fuck. That's him, the void. This really can no longer be a coincidence. Arnold, Bill, or Jasper, one of them must have found out that you were helping me. Oh my God, what have I done? Now you're in danger too. Okay, not again. I knew I'm taking that risk. What should I do now? You told me that won't happen. Look, I knew the risk. There's always a risk. Okay, so we got an improvement with Shadow. How did the void find out so quickly that Azrael was working with you? Either he was bluffing, and this would make the situation even more trickier, he was able to see some of my data during the hacking attack. Like my contacts, for example. Let's see if I can find out anything about the V account. Give me a few seconds. Okay, good luck. Please hurry up. I'm pretty nervous right now. I don't think the murderer is taking any risks. We'll just go with the 4-leaf clover. A 3-leaf clover? One more leaf and it would actually bring luck. I was going to say, I think it's a 4-leaf clover, but it is a 3-leaf. Hopefully Nina will still find out something. Okay, that was quick.
Wait, that's trickier than I thought. Damn, this guy is really good. The messages are encrypted and redirected via several VPNs. And the account is not linked to a Google or Apple ID. It would take days to narrow down the location or the user.
I swear, if you bring up minigames. So this guy is not only ruthless, but also an IT genius. Are we really up to it? I mean, we're going to have to be. What else can we do? We're on our own. We can involve Detective Strausser. We could ask Wolf for help. We have to call the police. I mean, why can't we ask Wolf? We just got a glimpse of him at the end of Argus. Why can't he come back and help us with this? Wolf helped me with the research on Ace. But that's all I can ask of him right now. Because of his mysterious project for the FBI. Oh, what you doing, Wolf? Exactly. Word of Wolf's skills has spread far. He was approached by the FBI to develop an exclusive tool for them. Oh my god, we're going to use it, aren't we? All details, of course, are top secret. It's an incredible opportunity and honor for him. I don't want the tool, just so you know. I don't want him to give up that for me. Okay, I get it. Damn it, Nina, please. Our lives are in danger. You know what? Why not? Damn it, Nina. I'm a person, not a doctor. I can't do these things for you. I don't know how to hack. If we don't achieve anything in the next 2 hours, I promise I'll ask Wolf for help. What do you mean, or what did you mean earlier? No, Tim, no. I'll ban you from the chat, Tim. It's time to move from digital clues to actual investigations. Let's get down to some good old detective work. Oh dear. We should take a closer look at the suspect's homes. Okay, that's too dangerous. A good idea. It worked with Ben, too. That's too dangerous. For one, Ben wasn't home. We knew where he was. Not as dangerous as letting the 24 hours pass. Have you been paying attention? Who do we start with? Well, let's start with Arnold. Hey, Arnold. We're going to start with Hey, Arnold. Exactly. Plus, he said he was going to go out to a bar and get a drink, so... Why Arnold? He said in the group call that he was now going to a bar, but he also said it was next door to where he lived, so... The opportunity to look around his house. Pretty risky. He could come back at any time. Not if we split up. I'll check out his house. And Tim, you pay Arnold a visit in the bar. Keep him there as long as possible and warn me if he leaves. I don't usually say no to a nice beer, but I'm not comfortable with it. Okay, understandable. After all, Arnold could be the killer. Tim, please, Nina and I are counting on you. The idea is not bad, but it is definitely risky. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea, but it's risky. Oh, damn. I know that we have no other choice. I'm in. But only if you promise to be careful, Nina. No reckless actions, no unnecessary risks. Hacker's word of honor. It was easy to find Arnold's address. He lives at 14 Queen Street. In the call, he said the bar was right next door. According to Google Maps, it's number 16. Text me when you're there. That's like 2 doors down. That's not that far from his house. All right. Please keep me up to date as well. Is there anything I can do in the meantime? So let's go. I swear to God, if you say hack something, I'm going to throat punch you through the phone. Please be on call. We may need your support. I'm on my way now, too. I mean, if I'm supposed to be on call, she's going to call me and tell me to hack something. Okay, so we've got an audio message from Tim.
I'll quickly record an audio for you while I walk to the train. Anyway, thank you so much for helping Nina. We can't let anything happen to her. Well, I gotta say, my girlfriend is not thrilled that we're already jumping into the next case, and the fact that I'm supposed to have a beer with a suspect, that didn't go down too well either. Well, oh, the train's coming. I'll get back to you later.
Wow, that was fast. Of course, Nina didn't hesitate for a second to help us either. I can understand your girlfriend. I mean, I get it. I totally get where your girl's coming from. Because I wouldn't be happy about my, my boyfriend or my husband, jumping into something super dangerous yet again. So, especially, when the Oni's technically still after you. Yes, she's often overcautious, but her concerns are justified in this case. I really hope Nina's plan will work out. We don't have much time to find the murderer. By the way, my girlfriend has offered to support us. She's going through the information and records about the void and the fire. I gave her your number. Oh. She might get in touch with you later. Okay, sure thing. I'm looking forward to meeting her. I don't know if I can help her, but, well, I'm looking forward to meeting her. Although we technically already know who she is. Okay, now we've got an audio message from Shadow.
The last few weeks have really worn me out. First, the whole Argus madness, and now the Void is out to get us. I'm on my way to Arnold's house, but it feels like someone is following me. Like there's a dark shadow lurking in every corner. Just like in the damn children's drawings.
Okay, it's quite possible that the murderer's shadowing you. Where exactly are you now, and do you have anything to protect yourself with? So we're going to do the premium choice option. I mean, if she feels like she's being followed, though, it probably isn't Arnold, because Arnold's supposedly at the bar, so if he actually is. Sure, my shadow emergency kit. Pepper spray, lockpick, and a few tech gadgets. Okay, a lockpick is not going to protect you. Just saying. Okay, so there's the pepper spray. At least I think that's pepper spray. No magic bullets, but it's somewhat reassuring. Anyway, let us know if anything seems strange to you. I will, but I don't think we need to worry about that. Each of the victims had 24 hours to live after receiving the drawing. Why should the murderer do things differently with me? Still, this uneasy feeling won't let go of me. It's like a dark premonition. I'm telling you, my mind is going completely crazy. But I have to concentrate now. Azrael, I have a little task for you. I doubt it's a small task. Sure, what can I do? If it's mini games, I'm out of here. I usually create a mind map at the start of each new case. It contains facts, theories, and the next to-dos. I also started one for the Void murders. As you can imagine, I haven't gotten around to taking everything off yet. That's where you come in, Azrael. The first thing on the list is to hack the school You son of a bitch. I'm not doing it. I'm hoping to find information about the fire that could help us. Sorry, you know what? I'm gonna let the Void get me, okay? I've outlived the supernatural long enough. The Void can just come and get me. Shadow, deuces. But, you do you. Go see Hey Arnold, I'm out. If it's nothing else, a good idea, what is the best way to proceed? Remember Cypher, Wolf's little AI helper? Cypher will help you with the hack. How about Cypher just does the hack? Give me a moment. Okay, Cypher. Hey, Azrael. This is getting more and more familiar. Don't get me wrong. I love working with you. But somehow it has become almost normal. I wonder if Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman ever regarded their heroic deeds as normal. Sorry, I'm rambling. Okay, no worries at all. Do you know why I need you? A little more focus, please. I mean, look, it's fine, no worries. I get it, you're super excited. You're super excited to work with Azrael. Who wouldn't be? Alright, thank you. Well then, get to work. So, let's hack the school server. Did you just tell me to get to work? You need to get to work. You're the AI. I've already received all the important data. My processors are warm. I don't need to hear about your processors. Let's get started. Six damaged files found. Alright everyone, so there's 6 damaged files, but we have to collect 8 stars. Why do we not have to collect 6 stars? I don't know. But we're going to end it there. Hopefully you have enjoyed the start of the Shadow Files. I'm definitely interested. The Void looks really cool. And I'm just really excited to see where the story's going to go. It looks like we're going to see some old, friends of ours, because we've got Tim again, and Anna may be making a debut in this, because as far as I know, I believe that was his girlfriend, during Argus, after their, thing in the healing. So, let me know in the comments down below, like, what you think, what's your theories, what do you think we're going to find in the data from the school server, maybe some more information. Hopefully I can guess who the killer is this time. It's like I said, I think I've only gotten it right one time, and that was for the sign, and then every other time I have not been able to correctly guess the right person. But I hope you're enjoying. Please leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Bye.